One of the things he was asked about was what Robert Saleh had said multiple times in the press conference, just about playing on a short week and if that contributed at all to the way the Jets defense played. He said he didn't want to use it as an excuse, but certainly could have been a factor. But I think your face says it all right now, Bart. It wasn't the best look to hear Robert Saleh continually talk about the short week. And listen, I will give him credit for the fact that he's saying that it's on him and he's got to figure out a better way to get this team prepared. Said that he's tried multiple different things on short weeks and just hasn't seemed to figure it out. But it's not a great excuse.
It's amazing how so many things don't work when you don't have talent. Like advantage supposed to be you, right? The Friday night game, Miami had to fly to you, right? So usually the advantage goes to the home team. Would you much rather have played them on a full week with Amari Cooper healthy? Because if it was a normal week, then you would have faced Amari Cooper. Listen, you can't make excuses. Rex used to have the saying, when it's hard on everybody else, it's just right for us. And you can't start making excuses because this game, and it's not going to be perfect situations sometimes. I love to see guys who overcome adversity. I remember playing 18 straight games. Right? We lost our bye week because we had Sandy. No excuses. We still went to the AFC Championship. You can't make excuses when it comes to that because it creates a weak mindset. And too often we make so many things so easy for people. Sometimes it's going to be a tough thing. Look at the positive of it, right? If we win today, we get 10 days off. It's a mini bye. We can be fresher. So let's come out. You got to find ways to motivate yourself. But talking about short week, forget that. I don't want to hear about a short week. I don't want to hear about an 8 o'clock game. I don't want to hear about a Monday night game. Those are all excuses. Everybody in this league has to face it, and it is plenty of teams that have good records on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, I'm with Bart. Bart hit it right on the head. There's no time for excuses, but the bottom line is when you walk on the field, you got to pack your heart and you got to pack your mind, right? And like Quincy said in the interview, you got to play for the name on the back of your jersey and the name on the front. At the end of the day, you got a job to do, right? You prepare, you do your best, do your best to get your body ready, and you give it a go. So the whole short week thing, it's like Thursday Night Football has been going on forever.
Right.
This isn't a new thing. I played on Thursday.
Not like the Browns weren't on a short week either.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I can see if the Browns was coming off a bye week or something like that. They're on a short week.
Yeah, the defense had a bad day, right? Joe Flacco was ready. This offense is ready to go. They schemed him up, and they jumped out on him early, and it seemed like the Jets defense, for some reason, thought Flacco was just going to have maybe...
They thought he was the guy that was with them last year.
Correct.
Flacco?
It wasn't. Flacco's clearly playing at a higher level. He's playing better. The offense is responding to him.
They
got punched in the mouth early. That's it.
It's not changing next year, right? And Robert Saleh is going to be back next year, so you got to figure these things out now. The constant... trying to figure it out.
The West Coast travel. I hate
everybody
that,
goes through it.
Seattle should be able to complain with more than anybody. As much they have to come to the East Coast and all that stuff. And they still have good records, man.
They just didn't even play overseas this year.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, this travel schedule, when you...
They flew to Cleveland, man. I can drive to Cleveland in 8 hours.
And I think, Connor, to your point, though, I've got to figure it out. It's what you want your coach to say. You want your coach to take accountability. But there's a lot of validity behind that, and we hear it too much.
Yeah.
And Robert Saleh is going to be back next year. He has to find a way to figure these things out going into next season. It's like a mulligan season this year. Next year can't be the
but
case.
That's a dangerous mindset. My problem with this team right now is I don't want them internally, and maybe I'm off base here, but this is just my gut feel when I listen to all of them talk, and I do talk to people in the organization. There seems to be this... when Aaron Rodgers is back, everything's gone away. And when the ceiling falls off the house, the windows are broken, everything's falling. Aaron Rodgers can only do so much. And I don't want them to take on that mindset, especially the head coach, that, Aaron Rodgers is going to fix this. There's a lot of things you got to clean up that have nothing to do with whether Aaron Rodgers is on the field or not next year. But that's my concern.
You're right, and that was a concern coming into this season.
Right.
There was so much talk about Aaron Rodgers.
Quarterback away. They said that
masking all the deficiencies.
We heard that a lot, right?
You got it.
Denver Broncos, Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson away. Yeah, man. Be careful with that mindset.
But that's why it can go one of two ways, and either extremely positive or extremely negative. If it's the way Connor's talking about, where you just say, hey, Aaron Rodgers is going to be back, everything's going to be fine, hey, we're good, that's a problem. But on the flip side, you have this rare opportunity now where you've seen the flaws that exist, and you get another chance now to do it over, to do this offseason over, knowing what you know now. Next year, these problems cannot persist because Aaron Rodgers cannot fix them by himself.